minimize my XSplit and we can introduce our players. To the top left corner of the map, representing AT Gaming here, it is going to be our purple Terran player. It's uThermal. And down to the bottom right, the pink Zerg from OSCE, who have a bit of a cool logo.
Game paused.
Gonna pause so we can get a still shot of the logo, which is kind of like a wolf. It's like a fox with hands in fire around its head. Is it a fox? I guess it's kind of actually maybe not a fox, more like a bird face actually. Either way, it's got like a hand and claws and a body. I don't know what OSCE could stand for though.
Game resumed.
A bit of a resume battle. As we get back into this, guys, in the bottom right corner of the map, our pink Zerg player from OSCE, Odd Scary Eagles, something Eagles. I don't know. I'm never gonna think of it. I'm not funny enough to make jokes like this on the spot. In the bottom right corner of the map, it is Freeman, our Zerg player here in this TVZ. Anyone try floating to the gold on Dash yet? Well, we just saw a game like that a few games ago, although the Zerg really did not have the best response to it by quite a large margin, honestly. uThermal float to gold. Oh dear, oh dear. Alright, so for the start of this game, I imagine uThermal is going to play a very standard game, although that being said, he's immediately not going to be opening with a Reaper. You know what, actually this is something he does all the time on Coda. Now that I think about it, he actually opens with kind of 3 racks very early, and he goes for this 7 marine push across the map, and it does so much damage. You guys are going to be surprised by how much damage this is actually going to end up doing. He finds overlords to kill, lings to kill, queens to kill. It does so much. So we'll see what happens here in a few moments' time. We're pretty much expecting him to expand and then to add on a couple of racks and start pumping out the marines very early on. Of course, it means no Hellions early on in the game. It means he doesn't really hold that kind of early map control of the Hellions. But because the Zerg player then thinks he's safe, he kind of gets they usually kind of get a little bit caught off when the marines come across the map. Now this overlord's going to be important. This overlord can sit on this high ground here, and we'll be able to see the marines leaving, unless if he could go a bit further in. And in that case, he probably won't see the marines leaving, which is a little bit detrimental for him. First marine pops out here. Second marine will start up in a few moments' time. I'm going to start firing on this. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to hold down the D button. We'll start firing this overlord, which will just hide in this high ground now. And yeah, it has a good amount of vision here, so if the marines do move out, 7 of them will just be seen by the edge of the overlord's vision. So you should be able to react to it in time. If we are going to see this, I mean, we could see uThermal maybe throw down double gas and completely shock me at least. We're not seeing that just yet. We'll see it soon. As no, there it is, the 2 racks on the way for uThermal. There's 1 rack on the way. He could still add the second one. Prove me right. Or the third, I guess. Prove me right, uThermal. Prove me right, Mark. Come on. Make me look smart. There we go. 3rd rack's on the way down. So 3rd rack's coming down here, and uThermal will be able to you know, just start pumping out these marines. He's already moving up to his 4th marine right now. Of course, Freeman knows this was a marine opening, so he does know that, you know, something with marines is going to come on his way. But there's so many options for that. I mean, what can hit you with marines? Well, it could be kind of a Hellion marine. I mean, this could still be Hellions from uThermal as a follow-up. So this is something which, you know, Freeman still isn't 100% aware of. A couple of lings going to actually find this SCV, which begins to head out on the map. I believe this is the first scout of the game for uThermal. It is. So he's going to get across here, try and have a little bit of a peek to see what's going on, but we won't find out too much. 2 marines move forwards here, and uThermal just going to try and turn these away. Of course, the less information these lings get, the better. And of course, killing them off is going to force at least a couple more lings to be made for Freeman just to get that map control back here. As uThermal begins to move out, and begin to move onto the map. Again, Freeman, though, he sees this for a couple of seconds with this overlord, and it's, again, a couple of seconds. It's not very long at all. But if he sees it, he'll know to start making units right now. But that being said, 2 drones on the way, another overlord. Doesn't look as though he's starting circling production just yet. And there's more drones, so he really doesn't know this is coming, and he might very well find himself in a little bit of trouble here. Again, just 6 marines, but they can do so much. That's sort of point in the game. And uThermal just going to be picking off an overlord here to start things off. going to continue moving forwards, and in fact Freeman's not going to pull this overload back either, so he's going to hit a heavy supply block. And this is really bad because he's supply blocked heavily and he doesn't have any units on the map apart from Queens to deal with this. So he's going to lose his third base, and again, 6 Marines. He's going to go into a combat shield push to finish this, to follow this up as well. This is what he did against Snoot on Coda when they played in the IEM Shenzhen qualifier, and he did end up qualifying over Snoot. Snoot did qualify as well through the losers bracket then. And well, uThermal just going to back off with these Marines right now. A lot of Marines coming in back at home though, and we actually see Freeman dropping the Rotor, and he's got a lot of money stacked up because he did have to cancel his third base. He's got a lot of gas banked up here as well, and so I imagine we're probably going to see a big round of Roaches and then probably a bunch of Zerglings to follow up. There's a third base coming down again, so he has something to fall back on. I'm a little bit scared for uThermal actually because he moves out onto the map once more, but once this Roach run finishes, we're going to see again a swell of Roaches, I imagine. And there we go, 10 Roaches on the way. Okay, these Marines have combat shields. Can they really fight against 10 Roaches? I'm not too sure. He doesn't know about this Overlord here, otherwise that would be another nice way to slow his opponent down. He might get over towards the third base once again, though, in time to deny this one more time. He's actually coming in towards the natural here. He's going to actually grab himself a couple of creep tumors. He's going to go for these Queens as well. Gets one, and what else he's going to find? He's going to find all of these Roaches. And, well, okay, Combat Shield Marines apparently do pretty good against Roaches. He's going to go for this Queen initially. He's just going to try and trade as best he can with all of these Marines. Does he have enough to hold on the counter-attack, though? Because Roaches and Lings are continuing to come out in the production tab. And we do see a Baneling Nest on the way as well. uThermal sees this though, so he immediately knows he's going to need bunkers, and 3 of them start up behind his citadel wall at the front here. A single SCV will move out onto the map just to confirm his opponent is moving across here, is looking to try and do some counter damage. uThermal with Stim not done quite yet, so I mean, by the time these units get over here, will Stim be close? Kind of. It's going to be very close. I think when the attack hits, he won't have Stim though, and without Stim, he's not going to be able to control these Marines as amazingly as you might expect him to. He's on 20 army supply against 46 right now. Factory's on the way. He's on 3 racks. So again, he's got a lot of production. He's starting to add marauders in here as well. Is it going to be enough to hold on against this attack? A few more Balins being morphed in right now. And the first few Balins actually ready to move forwards and hit this wall if they would like. But he's going to wait for a few more to finish up before he commits to this attack. And here we go. These Balins going to start moving forwards. And it looks as though Freeman is going to be in perhaps a little... sorry, it looks as though uThermal might be in a little bit of trouble here. He's already pulled his... oh, this is actually kind of smart, killing off this wall to the left-hand side. He's not going to waste any Balins at all on his actual wall. SCVs have to be pulled to start repairing these bunkers, but there's going to be so many Balins available here. The bunkers, again, they'll buy a lot of time. They'll soak up a lot of the Balin hits. uThermal needs to actually start repairing this if he wants to repair his bunker. He's not repairing this down to the bottom side. He is about to get Stim, and he's going to have a lot of bio units still behind this. Is it going to be enough though? These SCVs in the natural are in a lot of trouble here. As uThermal is the last couple of Balins for Freeman are maybe about to go down, and then uThermal can maybe push down here and get something done. He's going to have to lift this command center. Of course, only 2 Cs. Sorry, he is on a 3rd CC, so he's actually not in that bad of a position. Doesn't want to stim just yet because medevac's on out, and you know, once he stims, it's a very committed thing. You know, he takes a lot of hit points off his units, and he does now move down to the low ground. These Lings will get cleaned up. These Roaches as well. Freeman behind this really needs to macro. He's got so many minerals, so much gas banked up here. And, well, how much damage did he really get done? uThermal saves his command center, okay, it's on fire. 21 workers killed, but with triple CC, I mean, it's only going to take uThermal a couple of minutes to rebuild those workers. And, of course, Freeman, he cut a lot of his economy to be able to get this going. So, uThermal actually managed to hold on here, and he's really, again, not really taking all that much damage. And behind this, he's got a siege tank up. He's actually going to load up immediately 7 Marines, because one of the negatives to what Freeman has done here, he's committed a lot to low-tech units, and so his own tech is pretty much non-existent at this point in the game. His lair's only just going to finish, which means the Spire's 100 seconds away, the Mutas are another kind of 30 seconds behind that, and so we're not going to see Mutas on this map for a little while, and so drop play can be so effective with good control and, you know, good multitasking here. uThermal should never lose this medevac of units, and so you should be able to always find a way to just pick off a couple of units here and there, pick off an Overlord, you know, any little bit of damage you can do. Great. Moving forwards here with his main army at the same time. Of course, Lair just finished with no Balin speed as well, which means now with this Stim Bio, he's going to be able to do quite a bit of damage. These Balins not going to be able to trade super well. And uThermal just picking up a gas over here. He starts to split away, and of course uThermal splits are some of the best in the foreign scene, and already these Balins not doing too much. The Marines are splitting up so that Balins can only hit 1 Marine at a time, and here we go, we're going to see a perfect example of it right now. No we're not. Balins actually getting quite a bit of damage done here. These last few Marines are going to step back and try and pick away the Balins, but they will have to pick up there. uThermal turned around, and he will be pushed back. Maybe getting a little bit too hyped for uThermal splitting, and then he kind of failed us. So, yeah, cool. uThermal does a little bit of damage. He's going to load up another medevac again. He's got a lot of time before this Spire kicks in over his opponent, before Mutalisks are out on the map, and before these, before these drops are just going to get shut down one after the other. And what else is going on? These Lings just running in here. Marines get picked up once again by that medevac. This third base does land for uThermal. One thing that's really far behind for him is going to be those upgrades where the engineering base is hiding up here, right in the natural mineral line. So these upgrades are a little bit later for uThermal than his opponent, which again, usually the town player has that upgrade advantage. So that's something the Zerg might be able to use in his favour for now soon. But at the same time, the problem right now is that he just can't deal with these drops. And there's a drop over to the left-hand side, which is actually dealing with some Zerglings. At the same time, there's drop in the main, killing off gas. And I mean, killing off gas, it might not seem like the biggest deal. But, you know, if you kill off a couple of extractors here and there, you're really slowing down the number of mutas that can come onto the map. If you're also forcing banelings by continuously dropping and, you know, forcing banelings to be made, then the Zerg player is really not going to have that much gas to make mutalisks with. And right now, we can see, after starting 2-2, he's only got 300, 400 gas left. So we're going to see it's again going to be a long time here before uThermal really has to worry about these mutas, because they're only going to be 4 mutalisks for the longest amount of time. These few Marines are going to continue working their way against whatever they can in the main base. Medevac in the natural does get cleaned out and does get turned away here, and uThermal is just building up a supply lead, though. His work account now taking the lead as well. Again, the only thing not going his way will be the upgrades for now. But I think with 1-1 finish, he might just push across the map and try and see what he can get done with equal upgrades of his opponent. Where'd that other medevac go? Did he get killed off? Perhaps. This drop here going to get picked up immediately. uThermal just going to pull that away, but immediately rally to just come and drop once again in towards the main base. Again, just keeping his opponent busy until these mutas hit the field, but that is going to be very soon. First 2 mutas come out. Where are they? I've got no idea. There they are in the natural. I mean, 2 meters not really enough to chase down a medevac, which actually just has to drop over here instead, and is going to try and get this 4th base. But once he gets up to 7 or 8 mutalisks, it's going to be a little bit harder for uThermal to really make this happen. He has to be careful when he brings these mutas in, though, because of course uThermal can target those down with their Marines, and he's in a very good position right now to do that as well, because these Lings cannot get us around. uThermal, is he going to be able to grab another mutalisk there? It's on very low hit points. He's just not going to get it in the end. But again, just trading very, very nicely and just slowing down his opponent, you know, stopping his opponent from massing up mutas. Again, forcing in banelings, keeping the pressure on his opponent. Behind all of this is extra production for the rest of the games coming up. Second factory as well as 2-2 upgrades now beginning also. And he begins to push through the middle of the map with a lot of mines. Not too many Marines though. I guess he's lost quite a few of his Marines in... I guess, yeah, he's kind of lost a few of his Marines in... these drops, so he doesn't have that many, but he might just have enough to continue pushing forward here. A lot of these banelings getting cleaned out by the mines of the Zerglings too, and now there's actually only really mutalisks to hold on, and uThermal just has a little bit too much right now. He stems forward. These drones are going to take a lot of damage here. Workers are falling, and the mutas just have to back away. The drones as well, they're like, mutas, pick us up, take us with you. The mutas are like, no, we don't get a drop upgrade. And the drones are like, oh. Muta's going to turn around and pick off 1 Marine, which was chasing. But uThermal, where's that medevac? He just picked up a medevac of units. I don't know where it's heading up to over here on the 3rd base. So hard to see purple units on creep. As uThermal will continue to work his way against the screen. More drones will go down at this 3rd base before Zerglings pop. And I even think these Zerglings, even with 2-2 upgrades against 1-1, I don't think these Zerglings are really going to be enough. Actually, he's just about going to have it, so don't underestimate the power of upgrades, guys. Muta's coming in once again to try and help out. There's a mine here and there, though, and these mines just continue to pick off a single mutalisk. And even just losing 1 mutalisk at a time is not the best situation here for Freeman, as now uThermal moves across the map with his next wave of units. Of course, he has taken down that 4th base of the Zerg. He's going to keep on pushing forwards. The parade push will continue here, and losing that 4th base is generally a sign of the Zerg player kind of already being in a little bit of trouble. Huge mine hit. And a lot of these Zerglings get taken down here. The 4 gets picked up and evacuated, and the mutalisk count continues to fall as well. uThermal pushes forward. He's going to clean out a little bit more creep spread, and he'll just keep pushing forwards. I think he's just got too much this time around. There's a few banelings here, 5 or 6, and 3 more morphing in, but it's just going to be GG. And uThermal going to take game number to get a little bit of a feel of how they're going to be playing out here. In the upper right corner of the map, we do have the purple Terran player from AT Gaming. It is uThermal. And to the bottom left corner of the map, it is going to be our pink Zerg. It is going to be Freeman. Now, the chat's moving quite fast today, guys, so it's quite hard to keep up with you guys. But I did see someone commenting on something about trying to articulate myself a bit better and pronounce and speak a little bit slower. I will do my best. If you do have genuine feedback for my casting, I would always love to hear it. But putting in the Twitch chat right now probably isn't the best way to do it. You'd probably be best sending me a message on Twitch, and honestly I will read every bit of feedback you guys send me. So if you do have any feedback, I'm more than happy to hear it. You know, this is my full-time thing now. I want to do my best to improve, and if you guys have genuine feedback that can help me, I'm more than happy to listen to it. So please feel free to send me a Twitch message if you have feedback on the casting or so. Alright guys, we are jumping into this second game. As we just said, it is Moonlight Madness. I just need to tab for a moment to very quickly minimize my XSplit. There we go. And yeah, we are in this game, and we do have just a Reaper opening coming out of uThermal here. So going back to, well, I say going back to, but going into a more standard style of play this time around compared to game number 1. Where he did open with that kind of free racks play, the Marine push. Kind of got him into a bit of a sticky spot when the all-in hit, but again, I think with that sort of all-in, you really, you know, uThermal responded well. He had enough units to realistically hold his high ground, and with a third CC up, 20 workers of damage from the Zerg is not enough. The Zerg, I mean, the Zerg wasn't in a bad spot. I mean, he actually got ahead on upgrades. You know, he actually was in an okay spot if he just droned heavily and kept his upgrade lead. But of course, them drops from uThermal, you know, was so powerful, and they did so much there. And it was something which I think is the real reason that, you know, Freeman actually started to fall behind in supply. And once uThermal had that advantage, he started to push across the map with his main army, and things just did not go well at all for Freeman from that point on. Now this is one of his workers which was in gas, has to make a spore call there, which will delay the circling speed by another couple of seconds. Nothing too major though. Nothing, you know, nothing huge. uThermal heading back home across the map. This Reaper just chilling out in the middle. Factory is on the way up as well for uThermal, so I mean, very standard play from him. His command center on the way down, about to finish on the low ground. Just a single Reaper, so again, he goes into this Marine production afterwards after he gets the reactor up here. That's not a surprise at all. And whoa, what is this? An autosalope, and a tastalope, and a tastalope, of course. Autosis and tasteless. Both on this high ground. Amazing. I didn't realise that. What a cool little feature. They can cast the game from up on their pedestal. Alright, so Reaper just again checking in here, and doesn't quite go far enough in to see the gas, but we'll just be chilling out. We'll probably try and pop into that main base in a little while to confirm what's going on here. Hellions now being reacted out. There's a mine on the way as well. So with the starport coming up here, uThermal going to be able to put on a little bit of pressure early on with these Marines coming out. He's going to be able to lift these Marines and a mine into the medevac. He's probably going to time out so that he has 6 Marines and a mine at the same time. So he loads them into the medevac, and then he runs the Hellions across the map on their own. The Reaper going to try and run away from these Zerglings, and we'll find some high ground to jump up to. And we'll stay safe for now, as Freeman will move across the map potentially with these Lings. Look to see what he might be able to get up to. The Lings coming in towards the main base, and I don't know what that means. But medevac is on the way across the map now with a Widow Mine and 6 Marines inside of it. These 4 Hellions coming across the map as well, and they're going to look to try and do a little bit of damage. There is a fast layer on the way for our Zerg player. Bane Nest on the way up as well for safety's sake. uThermal doesn't have an army, so the Bane Nest not going to be super important. As this mine going to burrow over here. That's actually going to put a lot of pressure onto this third base. Reaper going in to scout the main as well. He's going to see this lair momentarily. So uThermal scouting absolutely everything right now. The third base cancelled, and uThermal lifts up, doesn't use that mine shot, so he goes into the main base to continue his aggression in here. There's not really enough units to kind of defend against this. These Marines going to start trading against these workers. The mine as well going to burrow, and uThermal just going to try and get himself a queen. At the same time, the Hellions approach the natural expansion, and so this is where he's going to start focusing his attention as he tries to kill off some of these drones, as many as he can. Queens will be able to help out, of course, but will it be enough? I'm not too sure. As Widow Mine's getting a little bit of kill. These Marines in the main base did a good job too, as the Hellions actually roasting absolutely everything on the natural expansion, and Freeman just taking so much damage here. How many workers killed? 16. uThermal no third base behind this, but he starts up a couple more barracks, and well, Freeman's just going to